Okay, let's continue with your notebook. That is going to be page 13.
Okay.
Okay, so page 13, express opinions. Discuss the questions in a small group. Okay, question number one, how did Peter's feeling about this accent change? Can you understand why? Okay, before we answer or before you answer these questions, do you want to listen one more time?
Yes.
Okay, please listen.
Okay.
Excerpt 3.
Oh, it's really strange because I go back home and my friends say to me, "But Peter, you lived abroad all these years and you don't even have an American accent. You speak exactly the same."
So it sounds like you want to keep your accent.
I do now. It's part of who I am, part of my identity. But of course, I'm also older now. I'm not trying to fit in with the crowd. So I'm comfortable with the way I speak.
Okay.
Okay. So, question number one. How did Peter's feelings about his accent change? Can you understand why? Hello?
Um,
Oh, okay.
I'm thinking.
Oh, okay, okay. I thought you can't hear me.
Yes. Um, his accent. And he didn't want to change his accent because he thinks it's who he is,
Mm-hmm.
and he wants to keep it.
Okay, he wants to keep it.
Yes.
Okay, so what about you?
Um, um, I don't know. I think because in Taiwan we won't use English to talk to people. Um, we just use English to talk to foreigners. So,
Okay.
and many Taiwanese think that if you speak English um, with your native accent, they think it's um, bad.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Why?
Um, they think that you don't pronounce correctly.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So, so many Taiwanese parents, they would send their children to like kindergarten with an American teacher and let their children to learn um, American accent. So I think uh, this is why most of us don't have native accent.
Okay. Okay,
Yes.
because in China, I think when they study English in school, they actually uh learn the British accent.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I have one student from China and her accent is really different from others. So I told her that I noticed that you have an accent. It's somewhat British. And then she told me about how they study English in school.
Oh,
Okay. So what about you? You study standard American accent?
I think so. But
Okay.
actually, I don't know.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
How come you don't know?
I don't know. Yes.
Okay, so then let's continue with question number two. Do you think it is polite to ask people about their accents? Why or why not?
um, I think it should depends on the at depends on the tone you ask.
Okay.
If you ask politely and you just want to know, I think it's okay. But if you ask um, with um, bad tone,
Mm-hmm.
or you um, discriminate.
Okay. So
Yeah.
you mentioned earlier that you can ask in a polite way or in a good tone, right?
Yes.
So how do you do it in a good tone?
I think you can ask where are you from?
Okay, where
Like
are you
this.
from?
Yes.
And that tone?
Um, with a smile.
Okay, so with a smile.
Yes.
Okay. So sometimes if you want to sound polite when asking something, you can actually say, "May I please know?" So with those kinds of expression, or you can say that,
Oh.
"Is it okay if I ask?"
Ah.
So at the same time, you're asking for permission. Okay?
Oh. Yes.
Okay. Now, you also mentioned earlier that you are going to ask in a bad tone. So how do you do it?
Like um. I don't know.
Okay, like something insulting sound.
Uh-huh.
Okay. I don't know
Yeah.
how to sound like that. Really, I don't know how to sound or how to ask sarcastically. Let me think. Where are you from? Maybe something like that. I don't even know
Yes.
if it sounds bad. Okay, so question number 3. For several years, Peter felt self-conscious about his accent. Would you feel the same way? Why or why not?
If I were Pierre, I will feel the same way because um, when he came to American and people around he speaks with American accent and most of them look down on him and
Mm-hmm.
and I think if I were he, maybe I
I
would.
was him, or I were him.
Oh, I were him.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I would change my accent because I
Oh,
want to fit in that country,
okay.
and I
Quest.
want to
Mm-hmm.
look the same.
You want to
Yes.
look the same.
Yes.
Okay. How are you going to do that? Like maybe change your hair color?
No, just the accent.
Okay, because actually changing your accent to fit with the group or in that country doesn't actually change um your looks, okay?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Unless you're going to change your hair color, you're going to undergo any surgery, like
Oh,
make your eyes a little bigger.
that's bad.
Okay, well in Korea they really they do that.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes, I know.
they want to make their eyes look bigger, so they undergo surgery, cosmetic surgery.
Yes,
Okay.
I know, I know.
And according to them, it's very cheap in Korea.
I know. Many Chinese would go to Korea to
Hmm.
have plastic surgery.
Yeah, they can even make someone taller.
Yes, and I think they are all look the same.
Why? Why do you say
Yes,
that?
I think Korean actress is look the same.
Okay.
Big
Me.
eyes and small face
Mm-hmm. That's
and
right.
no small face. Yes.
Yes. But you know that Korean actors, most of them, they're really handsome.
Oh yeah. Yes, I know.
Okay, and yeah, speaking of those Koreans, earlier today, I actually attended a seminar,
Huh?
and a seminar,
What is that?
like a meeting.
Uh-huh.
Yes, it's for Korean War veterans.
What is that?
War veterans. Soldiers who went to South Korea before in 1954,
Mm-hmm.
1950s, to help Korea, um, to help Korean people fight against North Koreans.
Oh, I know.
Yes,
Korean War.
yes, right. Okay,
Yes.
so uh, um, a representative from Korea, I think he is, I yeah, he is an ambassador of Korea. So he
Mm-hmm.
went here today and he held a meeting to recognize a recognition for the soldiers who went and fought there. So,
Uh-huh.
my grandfather was a soldier. He was actually a staff sergeant at the time. So,
Mm-hmm.
he went to Korea and fought for Korea's, South Korea's liberty.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so they went here and gave medal and certificate and some
Oh.
gifts and cash to the families of this veterans.
Oh.
Yeah, so I am really, really proud of my grandfather. Just today I
Yes.
found out.
Uh-huh.
Well, I know that he was a soldier, but I really did not know that he was an officer and then he really was in Korea during the time of war. But now that I know, I'm really, really, really proud of him and I am using his surname.
Oh.
Yeah, and we took pictures with him.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So question number 4. Peter says that a person's accent is part of his or her identity. Do you agree? Explain your answer.
Um, I think everyone should be confident with their accent
Mm-hmm.
and um, don't change your native accent easily just because um, the people around you laugh at you.
Okay.
So I think Pierre is very brave.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What else?
No.
No more.
Yes.
No more. All right. Next part is B. It's listening to code switching. You will hear a lecture on code switching in linguistics. The word code is used to mean language or dialect. Okay, now listen to the lecture. Fill in the missing information in the notes. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, start now.
Two. B. Listening to. Code switching. Page 59.
Okay, so let's get back to the idea of code switching, which I mentioned earlier. Now, code switching is when a person changes, from one language or dialect to another. So, someone may speak one way at work or school, but another way at home or with friends. Basically, they switch languages or dialects depending on where they are and who they're talking to. So, one example of code switching, changing dialects, is the way teenagers change their speech when talking to their friends versus talking to an adult. A lot of teenagers speak a teen dialect, which is a dialect used by teenagers with a lot of slang. Slang their parents don't understand, and usually hate too, right? Like they're saying, "Why are you talking like that? What are you saying?" But when kids switch between this teen dialect and the standard dialect, this is code switching. So let me give you an example. Let's say a teenager is leaving the house and he says to his to another. So someone may speak one way at work or school, but another way at home or with friends. Basically, they switch languages or dialects depending on where they are and who they're talking to. So, one example of code switching, changing dialects, is the way teenagers change their speech when talking to their friends versus talking to an adult. A lot of teenagers speak a teen dialect, which is a dialect used by teenagers with a lot of slang. Slang their parents don't understand, and usually hate too, right? Like they're saying, "Why are you talking like that? What are you saying?" But when kids switch between this teen dialect and the standard dialect, this is code switching. So let me give you an example. Let's say a teenager is leaving the house and he says to his friend, "Gotta bounce, we gotta meet the crew." Then his dad asks, "Hey, where are you going?" And the kid says, "We have to go. We're meeting our friends downtown." So
Uh,
he's saying the same thing
I
to
I
both
have not
people,
finished listening,
but with
but I don't. What I going to do?
Okay, so it says that in the missing information in the notes. So what you hear, okay, which is connected to this, the words you should put here in the blanks.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
Can I listen again?
Yeah, sure, okay.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so let's check. Speak one language. Please read.
Um, Code switching. Speak one language at work, at school.
Okay. Next one, another language.
At home with friends.
Right, okay. Teen dialect slang. So parents.
Don't understand.
Okay. Okay. To dad?
Uh, we have to go. We're meeting our friends downtown.
Okay. Okay. Teens use teen dialect.
To show that they fit in with friends.
Okay. And
To show that they are separate from adults.
okay. Okay. So do you have in your teen years, do you have your own dialect?
And maybe
Maybe you can't remember?
um, mm, Chinese.
Chinese.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So next one. All right, here I already put that there. Now let's have letter C. Integrate listenings 1 and 2. Step 1. Organize. Would Peter from St. Vincent, a teenager from the United States, agree with these statements about the way they speak? Read the statements and write A, agree, or D, disagree. Then write examples from the listings to explain your answers. Okay. So we have an example. Number 1, I speak differently with different people. Opinion, Peter is disagree, teenager is agree. Examples for Peter, doesn't try to change his accent now. Friends say that he doesn't have an American accent. For teenager who agrees, speak speaks teen dialect with friends and standard dialect with parents. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Now you can do number 2 until number 5. Then we are going to check later.
Okay. 啊，
牙刷是哪一个？
紫色的。紫色的。